Good evening and welcome to the Childhood League Center's Merry-Go-Round 2021 Virtual Gala. I'm so excited to see all of you wherever you may be out in Zoom world. I can see you, Katrina. I see you, Scott. I see you, Renee. I see you, Megan. I see you, Dawn. I could keep going through the list. Please turn on your cameras because I want to say hi to all of you. Hi, Diane. I see you. Yes, I do. Thank you so much for being here tonight to support the Childhood League Center and the more than 500 children and families that we serve every single year. My name is Nina West, and I'm your host, your most fabulous host for the evening, and I'm so excited to be right here in Columbus hosting tonight with you. We want to kick things off right in more than one way, and it's going to be fabulous. That means starting with a merry-go-round tradition with a bit of a unique flair. And you know, something I love? Jennifer, I love flair. In the past, Merry-Go-Round has featured large ensemble song and dance performances in line with the themes of that year's show. Now, because of the pandemic, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was a pandemic. Because of the pandemic, we came up with a new plan to pay homage to that tradition. So we found a group of incredible performers, including two of our very own preschool staff members, my friend Maria and Dresden, to get the party started with a dance inspired by merry-go-rounds of years past. Ladies, hit it! What a fantastic job by our dancers. And it was filmed right in the movement room at the center. So leave some love for them in the chat. I know that they would love it. And for those who have been to Merry-Go-Round before, I want to welcome you back. You all look so beautiful tonight, wherever you may be. Now, for those of you who haven't, you're in for quite a treat tonight. Merry-Go-Round is one of Columbus's longest running annual fundraisers, and it dates all the way back to 1949. It is the centerpiece of the center's annual fundraising, helping to support our mission to transform challenging starts into unstoppable futures for Central Ohio's most vulnerable children. To continue providing high-quality early intervention and education, we have a huge goal tonight of raising $75,000 in the next hour. I know we can do it. I see all of you looking like, what can I do? Nina, tell me. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, giving is very easy. You're just gonna text the number on your screen right now and follow the prompts. And remember, it's all for the kids. I see some of you have your kids joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Megan, welcome, welcome. And both Megans, there's just kids everywhere. Welcome all the children. Thank you, of course, to our sponsors who helped make tonight possible. That includes our title sponsor, the American Electric Power Foundation, which believes in improving lives through education starting in early childhood. They have been a longtime advocate of the center, and we're so very incredibly grateful for their continued support. We, of course, would also like to thank Nationwide Insurance, a proud partner of the center, as well as all the evening's other sponsors supporting our children and their families. Tonight, we also thank the host committee, the board, our staff, the league, and the merry-go-round co-chairs, Katie Twinning and Audrey Shanker. Shanker! I hope I said that. I should have practiced that name! And, of course, a special shout-out to the center's Outstanding Employee Award recipient, Ann Kalapis. Nurse Ann has worked tirelessly to keep the center staff and families up to date on the latest research and, of course, the protocols, specifically during the pandemic, helping to keep everyone who walks through those doors at the center safe. Thank you, and we are indebted to you for all of your hard work, especially during this very difficult time. Now, your advocacy and your generosity directly impact our kids and their families. So let's talk about you some more. In your gift bag tonight, you've all received incredibly sparkly, gorgeous, beautiful photo booth props. Photo booth props. So, I've got some right here. I'm gonna come up, look at this. So you're pulling out the camera, I'm trying to get closer. Look, you like all these, Scott, I need your photo booth props, Scott. I see you, Scott. We're looking for, yeah, I'm looking at you, Scott. We're looking for you to get engaged and involved with the photo booth props. So you can put a hat on your head, a tie on your lips, go crazy, take some photos, and hold them up. So now take a selfie and a photo wherever you might be with your watch party, but post them. Use the hashtag MGR2021. Please, please, please have fun with us tonight because we want to see as many of you as possible on our social media channels. And if you have any technical difficulties during tonight's program, please let us know in the chat and we'll make sure we get in touch as soon as possible. Tonight is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to introduce you to 3 families whose lives have been directly impacted and changed forever thanks to the center. Now, I want to start first with a family of 8. Please meet the Vitale family.
I was first introduced to the center actually from my mom. My mom was a Childhood League member, and I went to her merry-go-round shows. And she talked about coming to the center and volunteering in the classrooms.
Nell told me before we even had kids that we'd be sending our kids here. And she had done a lot of research on it. She was aware of it when she was a social worker.
The center has become a second home for my kiddos. The kids love to come to school. They love to run into the classroom, and the first thing they do is hug their teachers. She was the kid that you could not understand. Her articulation was extremely severe. You really just could not understand her at all.
I learned a lot of letters, numbers, the alphabet.
Now she's gone all the way from being this little girl that sometimes is afraid of being at school and sometimes afraid of being with other people to well-spoken and confident and kind, and I wouldn't have been able to get her here, certainly not as easily without the center's help.
She actually did not qualify for services in kindergarten for physical therapy, which was fantastic. Lucy she's thriving. In school, she's doing great. in kindergarten. She absolutely loves it. She loves her teacher. She loves being at school, and she really does have a deep love for learning.
Sometimes I hang out with some friends from the childhood center.
The effect on my family and my children in particular, I think it's made them just a lot more open, understanding. This is a place where people's different abilities, different capabilities, they're celebrated. It's taught that if we come together, we can, anybody can do anything.
You walk into the center and you just feel a sense of love and welcoming. Everyone is accepted and everyone is treated with respect, cared for, and just everybody's like family here.
I love this place. I am so happy that 3 of my children graduated. I'm so happy that 3 more will. I love dealing with the teachers. I love dealing with the administrative staff. I feel so good about this place all the time.
Hi, I'm Heather Skurick, president of the Childhood League. We're so excited for you to be part of Merry-Go-Round, which is one of Columbus's longest-running fundraisers. The Childhood League was started in 1945 by a group of visionary women. Back then, as many of you will remember, League members were responsible for providing both the financial support and daily operations of the center. In 1949, the League created our signature fundraiser, Merry-Go-Round, to help support the work of the center, aiding generations of children in our community in reaching their developmental milestones and preparing them for the next step in their educations. This is only the second time there's been a virtual version of Merry-Go-Round, and the first time we're offering 2 opportunities to support Merry-Go-Round and the center. 2 weeks from tonight, the League is hosting an in-person event outdoors at Rock Mill Brewery in Lancaster. We wanted to provide that opportunity for those who feel comfortable attending a socially distanced gathering. We hope you will join us. Tonight, we want to recognize the contributions of a woman who was essential in making Merry-Go-Round what it became. Earlier this year, our beloved Tony Ock passed away. A former League member and part of Assisting Board 6, Tony stepped in when the director of the 1989 Merry-Go-Round show became ill. She remained the director of Merry-Go-Round for 15 years. Known for her calm demeanor, Tony met the challenge of working with League members and their husbands with humor and a can-do attitude, producing grand and memorable shows throughout her tenure. Tony is greatly missed. It's been a unique year for the center and for the League. Even though we haven't been able to visit the center and be as hands-on as we've been in the past, we've worked very hard to find ways to support the kids and the families the center serves. We've done that through the annual fundraising campaign, helping to prepare take-home bags for the kids for spring break, and various virtual events, including Elevate Women, where we hosted a community conversation on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're very excited to continue to support the center in every way we can. Thank you to all of my fellow League members for their efforts, especially this year's Merry-Go-Round chairs, Katie Twining and Audrey Schenker. And thank you to everyone in attendance for helping us make tonight a success.
I just want to say a quick little personal note that I am so in love with the Vitale family. I've known them for years, and I know personally the impact that the center has had on their family, and I'm very, very grateful to see their story told tonight. Tonight is all about the kids. They're the reason that the Childhood League Center exists and the reason that you're here. Many of them are a part of the center for years, and dozens are set to graduate in just a few short weeks to begin the next step in their educational journey. Here they are, our 2021 center graduates.
Good evening. It's an honor to have the opportunity to speak with all of you about the center 75 years after our work started. It's a remarkable milestone and one that's only possible because of the support of our community. For nearly 8 decades, individuals and organizations have believed in our vision of transforming Central Ohio's most vulnerable children's challenging starts into unstoppable futures. Those believers and supporters include our merry-go-round title sponsor, the American Electric Power Foundation. It also includes all of our other sponsors and partners, and each of you here tonight. The center was founded in 1945. That's 4 years before the city's first television station started, 12 years before the construction of Interstate 70, 18 years before Columbus State Community College opened, and 24 years before the first Wendy's fast food restaurant was founded. Through economic ups and downs and natural disasters like the blizzard of '78, the center has not only endured, but thrived and continued to grow. Even a global pandemic hasn't been able to stop us. Thanks to you, we've overcome many of the financial and logistical challenges presented by the pandemic up to this point. These challenges hit many of our families especially hard, but the center has been able to remain a constant for them. Last year, our preschool staff pivoted to delivering remote learning within days. Our early intervention staff went from in-home visits to virtual visits immediately, and those continue today. We've innovated and adjusted our approaches to delivering our services throughout this past year. Students returned to the center's preschool classrooms last August with new safety and cleaning protocols in place. Our kids have been mask champions, adjusting to the changes incredibly well. 75 years ago, the center provided childcare for about 20 kids, mostly from the Sullivan Gardens housing development. Today, we serve more than 550 children across Franklin County with early interventions, preschool education, and a holistic approach that involves the entire family. So many things set us apart, most notably our ability to adapt and innovate in order to stay ahead of the curve with new strategies for early childhood education. That includes our preschool inclusion model, where children with developmental delays and typically developing children learn and play alongside one another. It also includes the Play Project's parent-implemented autism intervention, which is used to help very young children with autism mitigate and sometimes overcome their diagnosis. We believe every single child has a right to high-quality early childhood education and intervention. This is especially important for children with developmental delays. We work hard to ensure that access is available for those in our community, both through the direct support of the center and working with our community partners and advocates. That includes meeting with lawmakers at the city, county, and state levels to help expand access to high-quality early childhood education and early intervention services. We want to show you just how important your support is for our children and their families. Tonight, we reintroduce you to the Schertzingers, who were featured at Merry-Go-Round almost a decade ago. Their story shows that the center's impact is felt long after our children move on to the next steps in their education.
Early on, 9 months old, she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't moving at all. We didn't know anything about her condition.
We've always just really called it Megan syndrome. The Childhood League, they would come out to the house and they would bring, the tools and gadgets that they used to engage her.
Little tiny things that would, like she would move her arm or she would roll over a little bit, things that we hadn't seen her previously do. So it was cool to see even little progressions.
When Megan came to the center, that was actually quite exciting. In the time that she had been home, she had started walking with a walker. The first steps that she ever took unaided were in her classroom at the center. So there was just so much progress that we saw in those 5-6 years that she was there.
The social element to me is what the center really gave to her beyond all of the the therapy and all of the things they did for her from a physical and mental well-being. It was that social thing that really just made her thrive.
But when we transitioned into kindergarten, they didn't just leave us. They actually went into the schools with us, and they toured schools with us.
They really helped us through every step of that transition process. They were amazing. And, you know, they encouraged us. You guys got this. She's going to be great. She's well prepared. You're well prepared. And I think looking back, we were.
Megan is your typical 17-year-old. She likes to sleep until 3 p.m. She likes to hang out with her friends. She has a squad of friends from her Special Olympics gymnastics team. They get together pretty much every weekend. She loves gymnastics. She also bowls.
She's become kind of the school mascot. She goes to Berlin High School, and so she's become a favorite of the principal there, where she'll fist bump and go claws up. Megan also is a member of the school's choir, and she's nonverbal. She can't sing, and yet she participates in the choir. She's with all of the typicals, and she stands up there, and really she just kind of lip syncs. I mean, she's not really singing, but she loves it, and she loves being part of that whole choir, and it's become kind of a voice for her, which is awesome.
We are so grateful for everything that the Childhood League gave to us and to Megan. So we actually joked when we were here that we would just adopt kids and keep sending them here, so we would always be a part of the center. And they really thought we were kidding until we did adopt a son and sent him here.
I work as a direct service provider for a company called Ability Matters. There I provide for someone, her name is Allie, and she is 27 with autism. And that decision was influenced definitely by my experience at the Childhood League, as well as just my personal experience with Megan.
I actually plan on going back to college to major in American Sign Language interpretation to help give other people that voice. So I do believe Megan has certainly influenced my life path in that way as well.
For any families that have a child with a disability, developmental delay, any kind of barrier that could potentially be a problem for them entering school, the Childhood League Center is a no-brainer. If we had to go back right now and do everything all over again, I simply would have contacted them sooner.
Wow, it is so great to see the Schertzingers doing so well. They're a testament to the far-reaching effects this center has on our families and our community. Megan made huge strides at the center, and her parents felt empowered and prepared for the next steps in Megan's life and education. Her sister's education and career paths were influenced by their time at the center and motivated them to help others moving forward. Some of our former volunteers, our league members, are here tonight and are among those who helped directly change Megan's life and the lives of her whole family. Because a child's brain is nearly 90% developed by the age of 5, stories like theirs are a reminder of the importance of intervening as early as possible to make the greatest impact in a child's life. It's your support that makes successes like this possible. You're champions for our families, and they need your support as much now as ever. You've stuck with us through the pandemic, and you're the reason we're delivering the quality and quantity of services that we are. Tonight, we're asking you to look to the future with us. Our goal is to get back to our pre-pandemic classroom sizes and to increase the number of children we serve overall. We cannot do this without you. During Auction of the Heart, we're asking you to give from your heart, knowing that your support will make a direct, long-lasting impact on our children and their families, just like you've seen with the Schertzingers. This is your chance to change the trajectory of children's lives now and for years to come. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to our auctioneer extraordinaire, Amelia Jeffers. Take it away, Amelia.
Thanks, Nina, for the special effects. You're awesome. Thanks.
Hi.
I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so excited to be here with you. What an honor and a treat this really is. You are of legend, and the fact that I get to stand next to you for the
I'm
auction.
the legend.
It's true.
I don't know about
you
that.
do so much
But
for
you know,
our community.
As we were just talking, how about that Ginger?
I just took a tour of the center, as I said earlier, and Ginger gave me my tour, and I fell so much in love with Ginger and with the facility. And Ginger has so much love and dedication to the center,
So
as you all know,
passionate
and she's
and
so passionate.
knowledgeable.
and
She's amazing. We love Ginger.
so we love you, Ginger.
Yes. So I'm Amelia Jeffers, and I'm super excited to be here with you again for the Auction of the Heart and to be joined by the fabulous Nina West.
Hi.
If you're not familiar with this annual merry-go-round tradition, Auction of the Heart is your opportunity to open your heart and make a donation to support the center's mission to change the trajectory of children's lives.
Now, to give, you're going to only have to do these things. Text MGR 2021 plus the amount of your donation plus your name and your message to 50155. It's that easy. So, again, text MGR 2021 plus your donation amount, your name, and your message to 50155.
And we know they have their phones in their hands, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, you have your phones. Pick them up
Now,
and text to give.
I was talking to Amelia before the show, and we may just actually text one of you that's watching right now, and personally, and so we don't want to have to call you out on this live. Oh, but we will.
But we will. We're not above calling people out.
No, we're not.
No, not at all. So you can also open your email to find an email from us that has the donation link in it. Just click it to start the process. And if we're friends on Facebook, go check out my wall and a great picture with Nina, and the link is there too.
It's
How great is modern
right
technology?
there. I love technology, and I love that
So
picture
good.
of us. Go give it a like, please. Thank you. Now, our goal tonight is to raise $75,000 for the kids, and you can track our progress with the thermometer that is on the screen right now. Right there. Thermometer's right there. Yes, it is.
You are so good at that.
I was going to point at you, but I was like, no, that's not right. So you can also cheer for your friends who are donating by watching the ticker here and at the bottom of the page, right there, the ticker. So you can cheer for your friends who are donating right here, which is a lot of wonderful ways to get involved and also to issue those wonderful challenges that Amelia was telling me about.
So yes, I did. I love, one of the traditions I miss the most about being together live for merry-go-round are the challenges. One year, we had a little girl who was with the family being recognized, and she challenged anyone who had eaten mashed potatoes to match her gift. She had brought all of her savings. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen, really. So tonight, I think, actually, I just heard of a challenge. Let me tell you, I did
Okay, I'm
hear
ready.
that there's a challenge in the chat. The preschool team has challenged the advancement team to match their $300 gift. See how this works?
This is incredible.
See how this works?
I see how this works. Now, I'm going to probably have to get involved because I might just issue a challenge myself before the end of this.
I love it.
Yeah, we're going to do this.
I think we absolutely will come up with a good challenge.
We'll come up with it.
Absolutely. So feel free to text people whose names you have not seen. Also, we're not above peer pressure here. We've talked about that. If you don't see somebody's name on the screen and you think, gosh, I wonder where Polly is, or Jane, or Kevin, or Zibby, make sure you send them a text. If they were with you in the Childhood League, they were in your class, or if they've probably asked you to give to something, frankly. So now's your chance to get back at them and have them invited to give tonight.
And as a bonus opportunity for those who give tonight, I'm going to be signing one of these children books right behind me, and anyone who gives to Auction of the Heart is entered into the raffle to win that book. And I will tell you, it's going to be my favorite book that's up here, which is by Grace Byers, and it's called I Am Enough, and it's illustrated by a Columbus artist, which is so, it's an incredible book, and you'll hear
Love
more about
that.
that later. Yeah.
So we'd love to give a little more love to our title sponsor, the American Electric Power Foundation. Thanks, Nina. And of course, we have a host of other sponsors who make merry-go-round amazing. There's some love for them, too. You all have a really important role tonight because you, each one of you in your little Zoom boxes, can change the lives of the children at the center.
Now that's not a bad night's work, right?
It's really not.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
that's the easy job. They just have to click a button,
Click.
type a couple of things into your phone, click a button, no big deal.
Nathan, we're looking at you. We see you right now, Nathan. Oh,
There he
hi,
is,
waving
waving.
at us. We see you. Don't be afraid to give a donation tonight, Nathan. We see
Let's break it down for them, shall we?
break it down now.
A $5,000 gift means we can offer things like critical early intervention services for 1 month to the 80 children we serve with developmental delays at any one time. In the last year alone, we've served 161 children with developmental delays through our early intervention program, which is an in-home coaching model that provides services and support for families with children ages birth to 3 with developmental delays and disabilities. During this time of social distancing, we're still providing those services virtually. Early intervention helps to prevent children from falling behind their peers developmentally and socially, and from needing increased specialized programs and support as they enter kindergarten.
Amelia, one of the amazing things about the center is that preschool classes include children with developmental delays learning right there with typically developing kids, which really helps everyone involved. It's incredible and amazing and so cool. And you know, a $5,000 gift can also cover 1 month of expenses for half of a preschool class. That's right, half of a preschool class. This year, we had to reduce class size because of COVID, but next year we're planning on expanding classes by 50% as we work our way back towards pre-pandemic levels.
Nina, have I ever told you one of the reasons I got involved with the center in the first place?
Tell me now.
So I was one of 8 kids, and growing up in an impoverished, really I would say at-risk situation, I was the only one of 8 kids who had access to preschool intervention. And among my siblings, I'm also the only one who went to college directly from high school, who has not suffered with drug and alcohol addiction issues, and actually has moved on to life to break the cycle of drugs and alcohol and poverty for my family. So I really attribute it to the early preschool intervention that I received as a child. It really changes the cycle in one generation.
That is really, really, really powerful, and it speaks to the work that the center is doing right here in Central Ohio. And you know, part of this story really is our teachers, right?
Absolutely.
You know, Amelia is speaking to the power of our teachers, and I think tonight, that's a fine, fine way and a wonderful way to celebrate our teachers who make such an impact and a difference to these kids. So, how about that right there?
Some of our favorites are even with us tonight.
Like
I know
Miss Diane. I love Miss Diane.
We love her.
I love Miss Diane. Hi, Miss Diane. I see you. Now, of course, so again, my challenge to you right now, my first challenge, is tonight I challenge you to celebrate and lift up and amplify our incredible teaching staff right here at the center, and do that by making a donation.
That's such a great idea, Nina. Can you give me a drum roll because I have an announcement?
Oh, here we go.
Nate Sampson and Charmaine Sutton have given $5,000 to Auction of the Heart, and so is the Fulton Family Trust. What a great way to start.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Thank you so much for your generosity. Now, we also want to give a few people an opportunity to share why they've donated tonight. So first, let's hear from Nate Sampson. Nate and his wife, Charmaine, are big supporters of the center, and they've given at the $5,000 level tonight. One of their children attended the center, and the other is set to attend this next year. So Nate, first, welcome to Merry-Go-Round 2021. We're thrilled to have Yeah, of course. We're thrilled to have you. I love the drawings in the background. That's really incredible. Obviously, you have an artist in the family. Hello. Now, Nate, why is it so important for your family to support the center in such a generous way this evening?
Well, our son Oscar attended the center for 2 years. He's now going to kindergarten. And just the dedication, the support, and really the education that they gave us going through is immeasurable. And I think that, whatever we can do to help the center and support what they do for other children, I don't think there's a limit to that. So we try and do what we can to make sure that those programs continue. And of course, we're in a position now where our younger daughter is going to be attending the school. So we're absolutely thrilled to be sort of back in the mix with everybody at the Child Center.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for everything that you and Charmaine do for the center and our kids. We really appreciate it.
We are very, very grateful. Seriously, thank you so much for your family and the love and support. And we have to keep your energy going.
Yes.
Having Nate and Charmaine do this incredible gift, we got to keep it going. So, you know, a gift of $3,000 can provide things like health and wellness support for our students, such as 6 months of our nutritious snack program. So I guess that means no M&Ms.
No M&Ms. We love our teachers. No M&Ms.
No M&Ms. Plus health and clinic supplies. Nurse Ann needs lots and lots of bandages for boo-boos and other things to help sick tummies.
$3,000 can also pay for 1 month of the high-level cleaning services we've been using since the pandemic started. This year, our classes have stayed together as family units, and there's lots of sanitizing that needs done between one family using a play space and another being able to use it. These cleaning services make it possible for us to serve the number of kids we do, and we anticipate continuing this service for next school year as well.
Now, I have an announcement. It's my turn.
I can't do a drum roll, but I'll give you a little shake.
Now, Todd Cunningham has donated at the $3,000 level. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. Let's look at the thermometer.
Where are we? It looks like we might be getting to 40 or 50,000. Is that right? Looks like it. Oh, 31,000. Well,
We're close.
We're
It's
going to
okay.
get there.
You know-
Yeah, we're going to get there.
You know how I know we're gonna get there?
How?
Through a little thing I like to call "Make Amelia Sing."
No. I said they flashed the sign. We had that thing that they do at the Oscars where they're playing the music. They want us to move it along. So no.
Oh, that's a
singing for Amelia. I
shame.
know. It is such a shame. So have you seen your name on the scroll yet? Because if you haven't, you got to get it up there. Keep it going, everyone. We can see you in your Zoom box, and we love watching you donate. Let me tell you what $1,000 can do for the center. It can go to support enrichment programs that enhance our STEAM curriculum, which emphasizes science, technology, engineering, art, and math. In years past, COSI, Ballet Met, and a music program all visited our classrooms. What fabulous experiences for our young kiddos.
Having quality substitute teachers is also very important because while our teachers and classroom assistants are incredible and often seem indestructible, even they can get sick sometimes. So your $1,000 gift can help make sure that we have quality substitutes available so our kids are well served every single day.
We have so many donations coming in between $1,000 and $2,500 tonight. Thank you to Tom Flood and Beth Grimes Flood, Stephen Moody, Zibby Palmer Wentz, Leonard Scott, Novartis, Barbara and Ronald Solomon, Candace and Raymond Tesner, Gartner Incorporated, Brenda and Jeff Bell, Jeannie and Tom Flesh, and Heather and Benjamin Skurick. You're all amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your incredible generosity and for caring about our kids. Now, let's go to Mark Bervin, a former Childhood League Center board chair, longtime center supporter, and president and COO of Nationwide Property and Casualty. You know, Nationwide has also been a longtime supporter of the center and is also a sponsor of tonight's event. Mark, thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm really excited to talk to you. I have to ask you, what inspires you to continue the support of the center?
Well, it's just great to be at America Round again. First, I would say that. And it's great to see Amelia. When our family moved to Columbus back in late 2009, early 2010, guess who our neighbor was?
We were neighbors. We love the Bervins. I live 2 doors down.
That's right, Amelia. But you know what the reality was when we moved into the community, right away through the work that I do at Nationwide, but as well as my wife's passion around youth. She was a social worker. We moved the corporate life from city to city to city, and we always sought out places where we could get engaged. And that made a difference. And got connected on an opportunity to tour the old center and just fell in love with it. The passion, and it was just such a place of hope. You could sit back, and I remember looking through the windows at a classroom to watch the kids interacting and to see the impact that was being made. It just got us right away. So, you know, throughout the years, the opportunity to work with unbelievable staff, league members. I'm here in my office, and I still have One of my gifts as a board member when I left, and Vicki Kelly. Vicki was one of those people that you met that you just fell in love with, that made such a difference with so many kids. And it just reached into us in a way that we knew that we were going to continue to be involved, because this continues to be, what the center does continues to be such a huge need in our community. And you know, the foundation of all health communities really does lie with our kids. And so the impact that the center has will continue to have with all of our support is something that's really important to us personally, but also as I speak on behalf of Nationwide. You know, Nationwide is also an organization. Corporate citizenship is really important to us. We talk about being more than a business, and we look for organizations that make a difference, and the Childhood League Center clearly does that. So it's great to be back with everyone, and just appreciate the opportunity to participate.
Thanks so much, Mark. You and Tammy have been such, your support, I want to emphasize, Nationwide has been an incredible support to the center, but you and Tammy have really gone above and beyond personally. So thank you so much.
Thank you again. It's great to be here.
Great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, friends, any amount that you can donate makes an enormous difference in more ways than you know. And we leverage your dollars to go farther and serve more kids than you can imagine. For example, $500 can help provide things like 1 day of speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. Many of our children, both at the center and in the community, have developmental delays and need help in one or all of those areas. Our speech, physical, and occupational therapists go into the classrooms and work with families virtually in the community to provide those therapies.
Our $500 donors so far tonight include Melanie Orlandini, Megan and Craig Haddix, Tony and Jamie Phillips, Liz and Scott Solomon, Stacy and Jim Frawley, Ginger Young, we see you, Ginger, Emily and Randy Gerber, Marjorie Bull, Dennis Liston, and Ginny Pickens. Thank you so much for your generosity.
And I see that the thermometer is going up. You know, I might be clairvoyant because we now have hit $40,000. Yes, I called it. $250 will go to support things like literacy, which is another one of our 3 pillars. Reading is critical to the children's success in the classroom, and teaching them language skills at a young age can set them on a long-term path to meeting their educational goals. You can also help with our reading and literacy interventions to ensure all of our kids have access to books and print materials at school. Those who have given at the $250 level so far tonight include Teresa and Jim Mayer, Tony Sampson, Jane and Robert White, Janet and Paul Richetti, and Linda and Richard Maxwell. You guys are awesome.
Now, I know, Amelia, you've shared some personal stories, but I do have to ask, the center has been around now for 75 years, and we're celebrating this incredible history and this legacy here in Columbus.
Yes.
For you, as you continue to interact with the center and do things with the center, what is one hope and goal that you hope we see the center go towards in the next 75 years?
You know, my hope is just that the kids in the community who benefit from these services continue to have access to them, that we are able to bring more kids back into the center in the coming year as we get past pandemic, and really that the legacy that's already been started is supported and continued and strengthened so that it's here for generations more to come.
Yeah, I mean, that's the legacy. The legacy is in our kids and ensuring that this does continue well beyond the next 75 years.
Yes, and we're at $44,000.
That's the thermometer check we're looking for. Amazing, $44,000.
Quite to our goal, but you're all changing so many lives tonight. The Auction of the Heart isn't over. You can continue to donate throughout the evening, and feel free to share the information with your friends and families. Issue a challenge.
I want to issue a challenge. I'm going to do this right now. I know we're running a little bit short on time.
Do it. That's okay.
So I run the Nina West Foundation at the Columbus Foundation. Tonight, the Nina West Foundation will make a donation of $1,000 to the center tonight. I challenge my friends who are watching to donate. Don't make me pull up that screen and look at all these little boxes and start calling people's names out. But like, I'm looking at you, Julie Jackson. Hey, Julie Jackson.
So Nina, I just want to tell you that the Jeffers Family Foundation at the Columbus Foundation accepts your challenge.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
Yay! So that's that's how we do it, folks. That is $2,000 right there that we're raising for the center. Can you answer the call? Can you take the challenge? Or do you have a challenge of your own? Put the challenge in the chat. Let's do it. Let's raise some money for the kids.
I
That's
love
right.
it. By giving tonight, you become a part of the Childhood League Center's legacy of serving Franklin County children and families for 75 years. The impact of the center is often felt by our families long after their children move on to the next steps in their education. One family that illustrates the center's impact over time is the Shacklefords.
50 years ago, Doug and Mary Jo Shackleford turned to the center to help their son, Joe. It was a decision that helped shape the rest of their lives. What's really exciting is that we've caught up with them recently via Zoom from their home in Wisconsin.
There weren't a lot of options, and people didn't talk about it.
In the early 1970s, Mary Jo and Doug Shackleford were looking for a place that could meet the needs of their son, Joe, who was showing signs of developmental delays.
So we really didn't have that diagnosis to work from. So at that time, you'd get a lot of, oh, he'll be fine, just wait until he gets to school, and then we'll make decisions about what he has to do.
The Shacklefords put all their efforts into finding the right place for Joe, and eventually they chose the Childhood League Center.
Well, it was clear that the people that were on staff there had a view of the world that was the kind of view that would be necessary for Joe to be able to make much progress.
For Joe, it gave him a really good basis to work from, and gave him the opportunity to start interacting with his peer group, that he has kind of taken that along with him.
In his 3 years at the center, Joe showed signs of progress and started a friendship with the center's executive director at the time, Dave Proctor. He'd sometimes purposely act out, so he would be sent to Mr. Proctor's office where he could be with his friend and watch TV.
I like Dr. Proctor. He was a nice friend to be with at the time.
After graduating from the center, Joe attended several schools and eventually made his way to St. Coletta of Wisconsin, which helps children and adults with developmental delays. He's been there for nearly 40 years, completing the school program, the vocational program, and holding several jobs. He is a fixture around town in Jefferson, and he's got the nickname to prove it.
Downtown Joe.
Joe even overcame a devastating accident that nearly killed him as a car hit him while he was riding his bike in a crosswalk. He attacked his recovery with positivity and fortitude he's shown his whole life.
He began to really push the therapists on his recovery, because something that was very important to him was to get back to his apartment. And you achieved all your goals, didn't you? To come back to your apartment. Yep.
Nearly 50 years after Joe first came to the Childhood League Center, the Shacklefords are still feeling the impact of Joe's time here.
You know, we're all very happy that we were able to give Joe a good start at the Childhood League.
I liked the Childhood League, and I did good stuff there. And I really wanted to come back and check it out.
Having the center there gave us the hope, the realization that there wasn't any reason to give up. Angels do exist.
Joe's got a lot of angels.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at where we're at on the thermometer. Bring up the thermometer. Whoa! We are at $48,863. That's 65% of our goal, which means we have a little bit more to do. Now you've heard me be out of breath from lip syncing to a song. You're welcome. Hold on, wait. Guess who's out of breath? Me. Okay, so, oh, look, it matches my dress. You've heard from 3 center families tonight, past and present. Now, how about the center continues to impact them? The impact is felt by more than 500 families in Franklin County every single year. Our focus on helping children of all abilities is felt throughout the community. Now Now, when you give to the center, you're helping to build a brighter future for all of us. Check this out.
For 75 years, the center has worked to provide high-quality early childhood education for our children. Promoting inclusiveness and advocating for some of the most vulnerable people in our community, our children, is the space we've always thrived in.
I think the Childhood League Center is that place where any child can go and be accepted and be in a place where they can feel like they can be successful. And that's important.
That philosophy of inclusion is evident in our classrooms. We're typically developing children and children with developmental delays learn and play together.
It's a win-win for both. Not only are the special needs children getting the social, emotional, and brain development that their typical peers are having on that trajectory, but also the typical peers learn about empathy and about how to help others, and everybody's learning how to problem solve together.
It's also evident in the way the center opens its arms to all families, regardless of financial means. 41% of the families we serve are experiencing poverty.
I'm really in awe of a lot of the teachers and the therapists and the social workers, sort of, there's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And I mean, at the center, it really does. It's really true. Like, everybody plays such an important role.
We know that a child's brain is nearly 90% developed by the age of 5. So giving them access to high quality education is crucial in these early years.
And we have to get that early start right, or we've lost these children, and we can't lose these children. It's so critically important.
Without having an educational foundation, it's really hard to be able to do some important things as you get older. And so this foundation is just so important to invest in for the children and for the families.
That investment pays off, not only for the children and their families, but also for our community. According to research by Dr. James Heckman, Nobel Prize winner in economics and an expert in economics of human development, there's a 13% return on investment in high quality early childhood education for children birth to 5.
Then I think the community is going to reap, tremendous rewards in the future, because we're going to have children that are going to be set up for success, years later.
The ultimate measure of success for this center is the work we do to make positive change happen.
To see the difference it makes in the lives of not just the child that's getting the services, but everybody that touches that child at home is amazing. It's amazing.
As a result of our services, nearly 30% of the children we serve in our early intervention program demonstrate age-appropriate skills and no longer need services by the age of 3. Over the last 5 years, 146 children have graduated from our preschool, prepared to move on to kindergarten and take those next steps in their education.
So to me, it seems like a lot of other charities and organizations actually look to the center as the model. Like, what should we do to support these children? Well, let's see what the Childhood League Center does. They're sort of the gold standard.
What someone might see as limitations, we look at what are possibilities for this child. And that's what makes us unique.
Let's take another look at the thermometer and see how we're doing. Here we go. $48,863. That is where we're at. We need you to text MGR 2021 with your donation amount, your name, and a message to 50155. Let's do it now. We're at 65% of our goal. We need you to get there. Let's do it for the kids. Now, you can still give to make a difference in our children's lives by utilizing the text to give or by going to merry-go-round-gala.org. That's merry-go-round-gala.org and clicking on Give to Auction of the Heart. There is also a second opportunity to support Merry-Go-Round 2 weeks from tonight as we head outside to celebrate the center under the sun and the stars at Rock Mill Brewery. There will be live music, food, yard games, and artwork, auctions, and so much more galore. So tonight is your last chance to get those tickets for merry-go-round-gala.org. Make sure you grab those tickets. There are fewer than 20 left. What? Fewer than 20 left. So I want to just thank you. Truly, it means the world to me. As a Columbus resident and someone who is so truly in love with this community, it has been an honor to be here tonight with you. It's been an honor to learn about this facility, and it's been an honor to be welcomed into this family. Thank you all for coming, and of course, thank you for your generosity. We could not do this without you. We need you. Our children need you. Now we leave you with another merry-go-round tradition, the singing of All for Kids. It's a song that has traditionally been performed on stage by the League during merry-go-round every year. So what we're doing tonight is we're throwing it back to the early 90s, when I was born. Okay, that's a lie. It's not true. I was not born in the 90s. You're welcome. You probably are like, wow. We're going to throw it back to the early 90s for tonight's rendition. So take a listen and chime in wherever you are. Lift up your voice and sing. Thank you all for your generosity. On behalf of the center, we wish you a wonderful evening.
appreciate you. I love you. Goodbye, Susan. I love you. Thank you.
Goodbye.